This is called the Thankful Tablescape Simply Created Kit from Stampin' Up! And it's got everything you need in it to create at least 10 place settings for your napkins and place tags, labels for your food dishes, candles, all kinds of home decor, and so much more. So let me show you everything that comes in this kit. You get this really cool designer series paper pre-cut. It's already scored so that you can fold up on the scores, seal it together so that you have a nice little spot to tuck in your napkin and a little tag for your things that you're grateful for. So that's in here. You also have these really cool chalkboard looking labels that you can use for the name tags, and as well as the labels or anything else you want it to be. And these work really well with our new chalk marker, and they're in really neat texture. It's a whole different texture. It's not our regular cardstock. It's very smooth and really cool, and the chalk marker looks really neat on that. You also receive a great big spool of this really neat designer series paper, so it looks like it's knit in a chevron style. You'll receive some really nice twine. It's actually not as rough as the regular twine that we use. It's nice and smooth, and I really like this a lot. And you get tons of this in our kit. Our sweater weather designer series paper featured in the seasonal celebrations is also included in this kit, pre-cut in the strips to wrap around on things such as the napkin holders or anything else you want to use it for. This is probably my favorite product out of this whole kit. It's this really neat birch bark paper. It's a really neat texture on it. It's a little bit thin. There is a massive roll of this, and you can just use this for place settings, wrapping around candles, home decor, anything that you like, and I'm hooked on this and I absolutely love it. The kit comes with these pre-cut designer series paper leaves. So we have the maple leaf here. We've got this other leaf as well. So those are ready to go for quick design. In the kit, you also get this really cool designer series paper, which is also featured in the sweater weather designer series paper. And you get these really cool pieces of paper that you can tuck in to use for your napkin holders, or you can take this whole kit and alter it and turn it into a journal, some kind of fun photo book, a whole whack of greeting cards. Let me show you what I've done with this kit. What I've made with this kit is a really pretty card holder for fall that holds some greeting cards. It actually holds 4 greeting cards and 4 envelopes. My greeting cards are embellished with these leaves, so they're a little bit thicker. If you were to do just plain, flat, smooth greeting cards, then you would probably fit about 8 of them in here. So let me show you what's inside. So I've created this card that says, "Always thinking of you, my friend," and a coordinating envelope, which was made with the envelope punch board. I also used the envelope punch board to make this box, and I'm going to show you how I did that in just a few moments. Here's the second card. It says, "Feel better, my friend," again with a coordinating envelope. This one says, "You can do it, my friend." And you can see how cool it is to have the designer series paper on the front of the card coordinate with the envelope. And the insides, I've just been stamping it with the gorgeous grunge. And then the last card is, "Happy birthday, my friend." And again on the inside, and a coordinating envelope. The stamp sets that I used were the Gorgeous Grunge and the Express Yourself. So this stamp set here is called Express Yourself. It's a hostess only stamp set, and there's 12 different expressions in it that are perfect for so many different occasions. So to get this set for free, all you need to do is either host a workshop and have a qualifying party of a minimum $200 in Canada. You can also go to my online store, and if you place an order of a minimum $200, you still get hostess benefits even without having a party. So you can get this for free. Great little thank you gift for placing orders. So let me show you how I went ahead and made this project. This is our handy dandy new envelope punch board. This is the hottest thing on the market right now. It is absolutely the coolest thing since sliced bread. This will make envelopes for up to 66 different sizes, as well as boxes and a whole assortment of different projects. So for this quick presentation, I'm going to show you two quick things. One, in case you haven't seen this before, I'm going to show you how to make an envelope really super duper quick. And then I'm going to show you how to make the box, which is also very fast. So the envelopes that we normally make are for cards that are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So looking down on my card size, I can see that measurement here. Next, it tells me I need a paper size that is 8 by 8, and then I need to find my score line of 3 1/2. So here I have a piece of Designer Series paper that is cut at 8 by 8. I'm going to take out my handy dandy tool here, and then it said that my score line was 3 1/2. So I'm going to line this up to 3 1/2. There's a little notch here that I can put my tool in, and then it will just naturally follow the score line. And then this, when you push it, leaves a little notch. So then you're going to turn it, and you're going to line up the score line with the score tab right here. And when that's lined up, you're going to score again on the other side, and you're going to notch. Turn it around, line up the score line, notch, line it up, and notch. The other cool thing with this envelope punch board is there is a corner rounder right here at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in a corner, push it down, and now it's rounded. So to put this envelope together, all you do is fold up on the score lines, and actually what I like to do is put that flap on top. I'm just going to add a little bit of snail adhesive. Fold that down. Now you can leave this tab right here if you like, or you can cut it straight across. But what I've been doing is I've just been putting a little bit of adhesive and folding it down. And then there's my gorgeous envelope, which will coordinate obviously with the card that I make to tuck inside of it. And if your pattern is too busy or too dark for your address, you can just go ahead and put on a white label and fill out your address. And that is all that you need to do to make an envelope. So now that you know how to make an envelope on this punch board, let me show you how you can create a box. This is just one of many different size boxes that you can create. So for this particular box that I made here, I wanted it to hold at least 4 cards with embellishments. So the cards were a little bit thicker than your standard 1-layer card. And again, if you were to use plain 1-layer cards, you could probably fit 8 into this box. So I have a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock that I have cut down to 9 by 9. I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to line it up again with the 3 1/2. Put in my tool and score down. Now I'm going to go ahead and punch my little notch in, and I'm going to slide it over to 4 1/2, and I'm going to score. And again, I'm going to punch. This is what it's going to look like. I'm going to turn it 180 degrees and repeat those exact same steps. So I've lined it up to 3 1/2 and score and punch. Slide it over to 4 1/2, score and punch. Now we're going to turn it 90 degrees, and we're going to line up our 2 scoring marks with the score tab right there. So I'm going to score and punch, and I'm going to move it on down to the next scoring line and punch. Flip it around another 90 degrees, line it up, 180 degrees, because we're doing 2 opposite ends. Line it up with the score line and put your tool in, score it, punch it, slide it over to line up your score line, score it, and punch it. So when you're done, this is what you're going to have. You're going to have 2 short ends and 2 long ends. The long ends are going to be opposite each other, and the short ends are going to be opposite each other. You're also going to have 4 little square corner marks on each end, and we want to snip those off. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. If you need to make a whole lot of gifts, if you're doing craft fairs or just for presents for someone you care about, this is the way to go. And I am actually going to go ahead and snip this piece off. And there you have it, my friends. There's my gift box. It could not be any easier. Honest to goodness, it's just so fast. You could put anything in there. And all I did on the box here is I just, I put my ribbon on. I just wrapped my ribbon on, and then I wrapped some of that Designer Series paper around it, and then I just decorated the front. I'm going to show you how I made the leaves, because I used these leaves on the cards as well, and they are just so much fun to do. So the leaves come just like this, minus the black paper. There we go. So there's the leaves. Pretty, cinchy. You could use them on your project just like that, but I really want to make them look very, very authentic and very fallsy. Really easy to do. The first step to create these leaves is to do some sponging. So this is what our Stampin' Sponges look like, and you get 3 of them in a package. And what I do is I just cut them up so I get at least 4, if not more, pieces out of each one. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to sponge on some color. So I just grabbed my Early Espresso, my Cajun Craze, and my Always Artichoke. I'm going to start with my Cajun Craze. And I'm just going to sponge some of that on. And I'm going to do that to the second piece as well. And I'm not trying to totally cover the yellow. I'm going to grab some Always Artichoke. If you don't want your fingers to get dirty, then you can use a clothes peg as a handle and just put your clothes peg on there. But a sign of a true artist is mucky fingers and lots of ink on them. So I'm just putting on some green. And now I'm going to put on some brown around the edges. It really adds a lot of dimension when you sponge on the edges of your projects, and I really love the look that you get. The next step is to take I have an old Stampin' Mist bottle, but you can use any little spray bottle, and I have water in this. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to mist this on both sides and crumple it up. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I had so much fun making these the other day that I did my entire package of leaves. I couldn't stop. It was just so cool. So once you've crinkled them up, be careful you don't want to tear them. Open them up, and then you're going to set them aside to dry. And if you're in a rush, go ahead and use your heat tool and just give them a zap to dry them. The final step for this project was just making envelopes with my envelope punch board and the Sweater Weather Designer Series paper, and on each one I stamped the coordinating sentiment. So for instance, this one says, "Always thinking of you." So that would be the envelope that would go with this card right here. So each one of these envelopes have the sentiment on the top corner that matches the card. And I need to actually let you know how I got this cute little handmade image here. If you notice, it says handmade cards. That's actually a stamp. So this handmade stamp is an image from the Creatively Yours, and it's just been inked up with our chalk marker that's in the seasonal celebration. So I just used it with the normal direct marker to stamp technique, where I just took the marker direct onto the stamp. I huffed on it to make sure it was moistened and just stamped it right onto the black. And it turned out really, really well. Isn't that a fun project? I hope you'll try that. That will be just perfect for gifts for this season, and you can coordinate this for any holiday or occasion as you need it. The Thankful Tablescape kit, where I used all the supplies to make this except for the envelopes and the card base themselves, came from the Thankful Tablescape kit, and this is in the seasonal celebrations, and it's available until the end of December. So there you go, my friends. Thank you for watching. Happy stamping.